Hi, Gemini. This is Jeffrey. This is Ripecolor, and this is your reading for January 22nd to the 29th. You're ahead of the game. That's my little mini message. And initially, I didn't know what it meant because that's my job, not to know what it means. But eh, okay, started sooner than later. Started sooner than later. So I'm doing these the readings at a really odd time. And initially, like when I first started, I was like, oh, it's so late, and I'm tired, and la la la. And like as I'm getting into it, it's like I'm really rolling with this. Really rolling. It's almost like so sometimes I can get into this space where it's like, I don't really want to clean the house. Oh, it's so much work. I have to do this and I have to do that. And then once I start, it's like, okay, like let's get this done, and I almost enjoy it. Like, let's not get carried away. But I almost enjoy it. It's like something I see myself accomplishing something, and it's like better start earlier than later. All right, be ahead of the game. All right, that's my little mini message for you. Not a bad mini message. My refrigerator hums quite a bit. It's really like having a roommate. It's a bit like having a roommate. I don't know if you've had a roommate. I've had so many roommates, I can't tell you. And some are good and some are better than others, but there's always something. There's always something. It's like you're a little bit odd, aren't you? I mean, I'm pretty odd. I know I'm odd, but my oddness is like something I'm used to. So like somebody else's oddness, it's like you make funny noises. But I'm gonna allow him to make his funny noises because he's working. So not like he snores. One, two, three. All right. All right. Go with your first instinct. That's what I get. That's what I get. So it's a seven. It's confidence, confidence in one's thoughts, confidence in the messages that you're receiving, right? And not utilizing all of them because we get a lot of messages, right? But it's like utilizing them. But I feel like it's like go with your gut, go with like your first thought, like and run with it. Don't second guess yourself. Don't second guess yourself, right? Excuse me. Ugh. Sometimes at night I get this congestion. All right. Only at night. It's really kind of weird. Um, Nine of Cups. The Nine of Cups is like, wow. Yeah. Trust your first thought, run with it toward your own satisfaction, right? Toward being emotionally satisfied. It's like, I really want this and I'm going to go get it. And, this is what instead of like, well, like, so I do the like other spiritual work, right? So with the IET session or with the pendulum session, the question is, what would you like to receive? And I can't tell you, like probably 80% of the people that and this is like, I'm not judging, but it's like, well, I don't want this. It's like, that's not what I asked you. What I asked you is, what would you like to receive? And everyone thinks it's like, oh, well, it has to be something really spiritual. And, I mean, I think it's really wonderful to ask for, I want more love in my life. I want more happiness. I want more. Okay. But the thing is, everybody is so busy saying, well, I don't want this. It's like, that's not what I asked you. What I asked you is what you do want. It's like going to a restaurant, right? And looking at the menu, and the waiter comes over and he goes, what would you like? And you go, well, I don't want this, and I don't want that, and I don't want that. It's like the waiter's like, we're going to close. Like, I need your order. What do you want? Right. It's like more of that head. Like, what do I want? And I think you're going to be really clear because the Ace of Swords is a really the Ace of Swords out of all the aces. The ace is a sword. I mean, it's a thought, it's a message, but it's a sword. So it cuts. It cuts out all the like. So when people ask what they want, and then they're like, "Well, I have to ask for something spiritual." It's like if you want $100,000, then ask for $100,000. If you want a new house, then ask for a new house. If you want a Rolls Royce, then ask for a Rolls. If you want a swimming pool or a fur coat, I know no one. No, oh, fur coat. Oh no, I want 10 fur coats. Um, of animals don't even exist anymore. Bring them back to life so I can have their skin. Um, get clear. Get clear about what it is that you would like that would make you emotionally satisfied, and then go and get it. Start early. Yeah. I love the death card. I think it's one of the best cards in the whole deck. I know a lot of people freak out over it, but that's good for them. The death card is it's the card of complete and utter transformation. It's the card of taking all the experiences and all the mm, everything. I don't know, but it's a complete and utter transformation. Like you don't recognize yourself afterwards. So maybe what this is about is really naming and claiming to yourself, right? This is what I really want. This is what I really want. And it's different for different people. Some people want money. Some people want fame. Some people want security. Some people want relationships or friendships or adventure and there's no right and wrong. We're all individuals and we all have our own callings, and that's wonderful. That's what makes the world a really interesting place. If we all wanted the same thing, how interesting would that be? Not really that interesting. So the death card is really about, it's really the phoenix. It's like allowing maybe this false self of yourself or what everyone expected or etc. to like completely die and burn up and like set the thing on fire. And then out of that, new phoenix arises. And the new phoenix is all about being bolder and being brighter and being more everything good. Because the sun is rising here. The sun is rising. The king is dead. King's dead. Can't revive him. Spirits around. Youth. They're both here. It's like this. It's really an opportunity to die without dying. That old is what I want. I got really clear. And I'm going to go take it because it's mine. These cards have a lot in common in a lot of ways. The Wheel of Fortune is really like luck turning on your side. And Scorpio shows up here. This is a card of Scorpio, by the way. This, I mean, it doesn't look like it, but it's a Phoenix. I know, it should be brighter. But, this is like a permanent change. This is a permanent change. This is evolution. This is evolution. You know what I feel like it is? What it feels like is finally owning inside yourself. It's like, this is what I really want. And this is what I'm going to go after. It's not, um, oh, everybody else said it. Like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. What I really want is to go around the world. Like, right. And people be like, like I'm here in Mexico. I moved here like about a year ago, give or take. Well, less, but give or take. And there were some people in my life that were like, you're amazing, Jeffrey. And then there are other people that were like, Mexico? Correct. It's not their life I'm living. I'm living my life. I'm living my life. It's what I want to do. I don't have to, I don't owe anything to anybody, and nobody owes anything to me. And it's interesting because for me, what I've really discovered more and more about myself as the older I've got, the more I've looked at myself, the more like work I've done on myself, the thing that I cherish most is freedom. That's the thing that I cherish most. Being able to be myself, being able to say what I want and do what I want, live where I want, and act like I want, right? I mean, not to like an extent that I'm like, and I certainly dress differently here than I used to. I mean, I used to dress much brighter in New York. I was really a big flower. Here, it's like I don't want to look like the American. I mean, I do anyway, but I don't want to like shove people's faces in it because it's not probably not safe. And it's not, there's no humility in that. There's no gratitude in that for me to here at this moment, right? There's no like, I'm an American and, I have American money and you're Mexican, you have Mexican money. And, $10 for me is, your month's rent. And, I don't do that. I don't do that. If it just, it feels disgusting. Not in a good way. To really own one's desire, to really own one's desire is huge. To really own it. Like what I really want is to be an athlete. What I really want is uh, to be a businessman. What I really want is whatever it is. And it's like to really own that is beautiful. It's beautiful and it inspires us. We all inspire each other. I met a guy a couple of weeks ago at a meetup, which is like we do English, Spanish exchange. He was American. And he's like a mechanical engineer. And he was explaining to me this thing that he sort of developed or worked on or whatever. And it was just like, just so not my, I didn't really understand how it worked. I didn't, but he was so into it. He was so proud and he was so excited, like a child, that I held space for him, right? He showed me these pictures of this contraption. I was like, oh my God. But I thought it was just like the right thing to do to hold space for him because you know what? It's like that's his thing. And it's so wonderful to see somebody excited. It's so wonderful to see somebody passionate. It's so wonderful to see somebody because it ignites it in me of um, I'm doing what I really want to do. It's wonderful. It doesn't have to be what I want to do, but it's wonderful. And I think you're really on the verge or really at the moment of picking that up, and you know it's like this is my flag. This is my flag. You might not like it. It might be too big. It might be too small. It might be whatever it is, right? It's my flag, and like I wear it with pride. Hmm. Okay. I have a lot of meanings for this card. Seven, it's a six, excuse me. Six is about perseverance. Right. So I'm going to keep it very simple today. they're refugees. They're going to a new land. Remember Lot's wife. I always get Lot's wife with this. I get a lot from this, but Lot's wife was so busy looking back that she turned to stone, and she was warned, right? Because the thing is, it's like when you're moving forward in your life and when you've been transformed, when like if I have the wish card and a new idea and transformation and evolution of the soul, you cannot see the future. You can't see the road ahead of you if you're looking in the rear view mirror. This is the road. This is where I want to be. This is what I want. This is where I want. This is what I want to obtain. And that's where I'm focused. Not, not. All right. For the extension of the reading, it's $4.99 a month. Please join me. That allows you to watch all the extended readings for all the signs for a month. It's a lot of readings. All right. Blessings. See you soon. It's a very, very exciting time. A very exciting time. I actually feel like this is such a big reading that this could last for like a while. It's not like it's the weekly reading, but it's kind of bigger than the weekly reading. All right. Blessings.